City and county leaders want to move up Cincinnati by replacing the aging Western Hills Viaduct.
Little progress was made last year on a solid plan for funding, and Cincinnati's mayor points his finger at the state capitol. But could new leadership change the story? 9 on your sides. Pat LaFleur explains.
Over the last year, city and county leaders have raised at least $60 million toward replacing the Western Hills Viaduct. But when it comes to money from Columbus and Washington, contributions have been coming up short.
Columbus and Washington, they talk a big game, but they do nothing.
That's Mayor John Cranley's take on what he says has been a commitment, unreciprocated from state and federal leaders, to replace the 86-year-old bridge.
We send more money to Washington and to Columbus than we receive in return. This is a critical infrastructure, basic service. They've always historically asked us for 20%. We've already got that money in the bank, but we need the match.
Since 2010, the city and the county have asked state and federal officials for more than $300 million to help pay for a new viaduct. Of that $300 million requested, only $24 million, that's less than 8%, have come down from Columbus and Washington.
We're not asking for charity. We're asking for our portion of state and federal tax dollars.
For Hamilton County Commissioner Todd Portune, we haven't been selling the right story to leaders upstate. He says we can't just focus on how a new bridge will benefit the city, but we should talk about how it will benefit the region and the nation.
We were not telling in our story, in the grants that were submitted, how completion of the Western Hills Viaduct supports connectivity to and growth and development in the rural areas of our tri-state region.
Portune says it's about convincing decision makers that the viaduct is a key part of the national and global economies.
We here are within 70% of all the goods or manufactured products that come into North America. Their final destination point, over 70% of them, is within a one-day's drive of Cincinnati.
Meantime, Portune said he's forming a task force to study successful state and federal grant applications to prepare for future funding requests. Reporting from Queensgate, Pat LaFleur, 9 on your side.
By the way, you will find a full breakdown of how leaders hope to pay for the project. It's on WCPO.com. By the way, throughout 2019, Pat and the Move Up Cincinnati team are going to bring you special coverage of topics all dealing with growth and transportation in the tri-state.